What if I told you you could drive away in your dream car today? Even if the bank has said no to traditional bank finance, no credit score stress, no rejection letters, just keys in your hands. I am talking about rent to own, ladies and gentlemen. And by the end of this video, you will know if this is your golden ticket to car ownership. Stick around because I'm breaking down everything that you need to know. Today, we are diving deep into one of South Africa's best kept secrets in car financing, rent to own. And trust me, guys, this isn't your typical rental agreement, okay? This is a legitimate pathway to owning your vehicle, especially if traditional bank finance has been giving you the runaround. Whether you are looking for car finance alternatives in South Africa, struggling with bad credit, or simply want flexible car ownership options, this video is for you. We are covering who qualifies, what you need, how much it costs, pros, the cons, and everything in between. So hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you are ready to learn something new. Let's get into it. Anyway, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Billy Mashitwa. On this channel, you're gonna learn a lot about bank finance and credit as a whole. Okay, so let's get into rent to own. Now, let's start with the basics, okay? What is rent to own? Think of it this way. It is the middle ground between renting a car and buying one outright. You are essentially renting the car with a golden opportunity baked in. At the end of your rental period, you own the car. No more payments. The car is yours to keep. So it's like dating before you get married. You get the opportunity to test the waters first before you commit. All right, ladies and gents. Now let's paint a picture with a scenario. Let's talk about Joseph, okay? A 32-year-old Uber driver, who needs a reliable car to make a living. The problem is traditional bank finance have rejected him, all right? Because his credit scoring is not good and it took a knock during COVID, okay? So dealerships have declined him. So here is how it works in South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. You put down a deposit, a 25% deposit, 25% of the price of the car. Your monthly installment will be approximately plus minus 3 to 5% of the retail price of the car, okay? Then you get to drive the car immediately. After your rental term, it might be 66 months. You own the car, okay? Okay, back to Joseph now. Joseph is buying a car worth 200,000 rand. So his deposit is 50,000 rands. That's 25% of 200k. His monthly installment could be around 7,500 rands, okay? The contract term is around 66 months. At the end of those 66 months, Joseph owns the car. No balloon payment, no final hoops to jump through. It's his vehicle, okay? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here is where it gets interesting, okay? Who actually qualifies for rent to own? This is the section that's gonna blow your mind because the requirements are much flexible than your traditional bank finance, Even if you have a poor credit record, you've been declined before, you are under debt review, under sequestration, you are blacklisted, with rent to own, you are still welcome. If the bank closed the door, rent to own just opened windows. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you guys to Sarah. Sarah runs a small catering business from home. Her income varies month to month and the bank couldn't get their heads around her fluctuating earnings, okay? She had a deposit saved up but couldn't get approved anyway. So traditional dealerships have declined her, okay? Rent to own looked into her bank statements, saw consistent deposits over 6 months, and approved her. Now Sarah delivers her catering orders in her own baki. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, on rent to own, for employed individuals, your income should be at least 12,000 rands. Self-employed people, 20,000 rands and more. You're gonna need to have a valid license, a valid South African ID, proof of residence, 3 to 6 months bank statement, proof of income, pay slips, and bank statements for self-employed people. You're gonna need that 25% deposit, okay, 25% of the retail price. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the next part, I'm gonna need you guys to pay close attention. Okay, on rent to own, the kilometers that you must do per month are limited. Okay, most companies you might get, like, in a month you can do about 2,200 kilometers. Okay, that's about 26,400 kilometers per year. Okay, now you may ask, what happens if you go over? Okay, so you pay extra. The rate varies by provider, but you're typically looking anywhere from 1 rand 50 to 3 rand per kilometer over your limit. Okay, that might sound like it's not much, but trust me, it adds up. It adds up really fast. Okay, going over kilometer limit is like eating too much at a buffet. It seems harmless at first, but you will feel it later. All right, so let me show you another scenario just to make an example. Okay, so Sipo lives in Pretoria but works in Joburg. Okay, so he does about 120 kilometers, going to work and back home. That's about 2,400 kilometers per month just for him to go to work. I'm not even talking about other trips that he's gonna do. Okay, so he's already 200 kilometers over. Okay, so 200 kilometers over, let's say it's costing him 2 rand per kilometer. Okay, so that's an extra 400 rands. All right, annually that will be 4,800 rands. So you see how quickly that adds up. Okay, but Sipo is not in trouble because he knew this before he took the deal. So he already included this in his budget. All right, the mistake would be not planning for it. Okay, for Sipo. So Sipo was prepared for this. He knew he was gonna go over his limit, and he has budgeted for it. Okay, so guys, when you take a rent to own deal, calculate your monthly usage before signing. Be honest with yourself, guys. Be honest with your driving habits. Okay, you have to consider your lifestyle. Okay, if you are a road warrior or a neighborhood cruiser, right? Plan your route efficiently. You have to, like, combine trade, carpool when possible. Use GPS to avoid getting lost, because this will cost extra kilometers. You're gonna pay for it, so you have to be very careful with it. Check your kilometers monthly. Don't wait until the end to do subtract. Okay, you can also try negotiating if possible. You can get a deal that gives you more, where you can do more kilometers. Okay, some providers do offer a higher kilometer package for additional fees upfront. So rent to own will make sense if you work close from home, you don't do long distance trips, all right, or your business is local. Maybe you are doing deliveries, just running errands around. Okay, or maybe you are retired, you just use the car for shopping and small trips. Okay, so you might need to reconsider if you are an Uber driver that's gonna be doing long distances. But remember, they do have packages that are made special for Uber drivers, so the terms are going to be different there. So a person that's going to be using the car for business and for personal use is not going to have the same terms. Okay, when you are doing Uber, your contract is going to be different, right? So you might be allowed to do more mileage. Probably you will have to pay more, you know. So you have to be smart about this, fam. It's not a deal breaker, just something you need to plan for. We're talking about the kilometer limit, you know. Plan around it. So it's gonna depend on your travels. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've been crazy rent to own video. Let me give you guys a list of pros and cons. Okay? Pros: easy access to a car, no strict credit checks. Okay? Fast approval and delivery. With a deposit and proof of income, you can literally walk to a rent-to-own dealership, drive away in your car. That's how simple it is. You get the opportunity to own the car. You pay until the end of your term. The car is yours. Bundled services can be included. So your installment in most cases will include insurance and trackers, sometimes even roadside assistance. Okay, which is a good thing. Predictable payments. There's no fluctuating of installments here. 7.5, it's 7.5. It's not gonna change. Okay, those are the pros. Okay, let's talk about cons. So rent to own overall is more expensive compared to bank finance. Okay, and also you don't get to own the car until you finish paying for it. So after 3 months of taking the car and paying a deposit, when you lose your job, they take back the car, you lose your deposit. Okay, that's just it. Also, another thing, limited vehicle choice. If they tell you qualify for a car worth 120,000 rands, they are going to show you a list of cars that are worth 120,000 rands. You can only choose from there. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I already mentioned the risk of repossession. So if you don't pay, they come fetch their car. Okay, remember the car is theirs until you finish paying for it. Okay, so guys, rent to own is not a shortcut. It's an alternative route to the same destination. Okay, let me give you one final scenario. Okay, meet Zanele, ladies and gentlemen. Zanele, a single mom who works 2 jobs. Okay, so she had already saved up for a deposit, all right, and she's approved by a rent to own company, okay, on a reliable sedan. Okay, her commute is short, her expenses are planned, all right, and 5 years later she owns her car debt free. She paid more than she would have with bank finance, but, and this is important, guys, she wouldn't have qualified for bank finance in the first place. That's why she went for a rent to own at the time. Okay, the question isn't whether rent to own is perfect. The question is it the right solution for your situation right now? Okay, that's the question you should ask yourself. So, how do you know if rent to own is for you? Let me give you guys a simple decision framework. So, rent to own might be your answer if the bank has rejected you but you have a stable income. If you need a car urgently for work or business, you have a 25% deposit saved up. Your monthly driving is under 2,200 kilometers, and you are committed to 6.5 years or 5 years, depending on the deal you take. Okay, if you understand, you will pay more than traditional finance. But access matters more right now. Okay, so rent to own might not be your answer if you're not gonna be comfortably able to afford 3 to 5% of retail price. Okay, if your income is unpredictable with no safety net, also it might not be the answer for you. If you're gonna be driving 4,000 kilometers and more, or you're also not planning to keep the car for a long term, then rent to own is not the answer for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, don't let desperation drive your decision. Let preparation steer your choice. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Everything you need to know about rent to own. Now you know that there's a 25% deposit. You're looking at plus minus 3 to 5% monthly installments, 3 to 5% of the retail price. You might have a kilometers limit, about 2,200 rands per month. Okay, remember, rent to own isn't about being better or worse than traditional bank finance. It is about having options. And in a country like South Africa, where financial inclusion is so important, having another pathway to car ownership is absolutely powerful. Okay, the road to ownership has many lanes. You just need to choose the one that fits your journey. Billy Mashita here. I'm out.